Previously on Testify.
I remember I'd lost my hair. I remember my nails were breaking, falling down. My skin was cracking. My eyes were bulging. And because of calcium levels, I was also losing my teeth. And it's like my world was just falling apart. And I was saying, why all this? So later on, my husband encouraged me, we seek a second opinion in India.
Now Nancy had to travel to India for further treatment.
And I told her, I'm thinking we go to India. She said she's not going to go to India. She's not going to go anywhere. I told her, Mom, just listen to me.
I was so hesitant, me, I felt like now this is too much. What will it make a difference going to India? But he encouraged me, said just look at it positively.
I went to her colleague, who is also a friend to her family. She's called Abigail. I told Abigail, I want you to help me put pressure on her so that she accepts. And Abigail told me, I'll do so. So Abigail was doing it. She didn't know I had talked to her. Independently, I was doing the other side. My son was like, we have just good doctors here, Dad. Said, no, this is my wife, please. And these are my wishes. So as much as she's your mother, also remember, she's my wife. So you have to listen to me. He gave in.
So we arranged, we went to India with the medical reports and all that. And there's this like, my hope. Where is my hope? Is my hope in India or in God? Because that time I think I was processing so much that I felt like I've just lost my mind in everything. Deep down I kept on asking God, where are you in this? And even if it is the journey you are taking me, I'm not prepared for this journey. Unless you walk with me and give me peace. Because now people came to pray with me in the hospital, in the house. I was so grateful, especially my church in Woodley, the counseling team in Woodley, the pastoral team of PAG, my former church, the family, everybody was praying with me. And given that with my counseling background, I was like, God, you are calling me to a ministry and you are starting with me. And here I am, I minister to people. That counseling means ministering hope in people's lives and making them feel that they will walk through. But through my journey, I came to learn that in counseling it's important also to minister, to let people know that they can still come from the other direction where things are worse. To prepare them, supposing God does not do it, what happens? Does He still remain to be God in your life? That's where the point I reached. And I told God, you remain to be God in my life. That now I understand when people come for counseling and the situation does not change. What are you telling them? Are you telling them that God is alive? No. As in that situation, the way it is, He wants to use it for His own glory. So it's not about me, it's about God. The last person who came to pray with me in the house was a pastor. When we were going the same day, we were going to the airport. He told me, it's a pastor from Tanzania. He told me, Mrs. Lugano, count on the blessings of God. He just said that one word. At that time I was crying, feeling so devastated. But it's like my eyes just opened up. told me, can you count the blessing, the God's goodness in your life? Focus on that. And actually started reflecting, God, you are good, you are faithful. This far you've brought me. And that's the spirit that kept me going. In the night before we went to India, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a deep cry in my heart. And I told God, God, do it for your own glory. I don't know what I'm going to do in India, but do it for your own glory. God, you heal me, I will tell the world of who you are and the great works you've done in my life. And I think that is the surrender point. I had never released myself. This is the place I felt like I had surrendered. Yeah.
So we went to India, and I can tell you I was really impressed with the kind of reception, hospitality, and the whole process, how they did it. I was impressed.
So we go to India. And reaching India, a very long flight. Felt so tired. We rested, but at least everything was in place for us. The doctors came, took a history, compared the notes, and it's like, okay, finally this is where we are, after compiling what they needed to compile.
She was be very low, and I would make sure. That time she didn't want to talk, and I said I have to make her talk, and I was there for her throughout all those about 40 days we were in India. I don't think there's a day I even left her alone in a hotel, on the hostel, or wherever. We were always together for those days, day and night. I was there for her. And I really thank God.
Having the fear of suffering cancer, she finally gets a good report concerning her urinary system.
And I thank God the report for the cyst came out like there's no cancer and we are not going through it and nobody should do it. And I told God, I bless your name. Second bit, the doctor said, you go for counseling. So me, I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do for counseling? Do you want to refer you for counseling and then you come for a final report? We went for counseling. The guy took me through a session and he told me, Nancy, as in, be prepared for anything, whatever the report will be. But focus on yourself. Don't think about the people around you and you'll be very strong. So I'm like, okay, me being a counselor, what is it that is not being said on this ground? I'm like, okay. So we go back and he says, I'll put you on depressants. Antidepressants for 6 months. I'm like, 6 months? So he asked me, have you ever taken them? I told him, fine. How long were you given? I told him, about 7 days. So now I'm giving you for 6 months. I'm like, so my husband tried to interject that you don't give her. And then the doctor said, you don't know what she's going through. Look at her state. If we don't do that, we can lose her. I said, fine. So we go in a panel of doctors. They still do the many tests and the many procedures. And one doctor, the team leader, says, and calls me very loudly, Nancy, I want you to hear this from me, that you actually lost your voice totally. And he said, this is total disability. And he went quiet. And I think he was giving us time to process what he had just said. I was with my son and my husband. So we looked at each other and I saw everybody's tears just hanging in the eyes. So I'm like, and the doctor said, yes, just count it like you are crossing the road and a car hit your leg and you lost it. You'll move with one leg. Okay. Then I looked at him. So he's like, yes, you can go and register with a disability council. And it's total. It is irreversible. I said, okay.
I used to encourage, and she said, you can imagine I will not talk. I said, you will. You know, these are just doctors. They are treating. But who else, my sister? It's God. I believe one day you'll even be brushing your tooth. You'll cough and the sound will come back.
He told me you can go for the swallow therapy. They will take you through on how you'll be swallowing things with minimal chokings. Then I was taken through that session of how to swallow. Then still they said, because of your eyes, we'll do a surgery on your eyes. Because now my eyes were closing down because of the pressure on the eyelid. So we'll have to do that surgery. We'll do the replacement on your teeth. Fine. So we opted for the eye surgery first. So they had to do the upper bit just to stretch it so that they open up. We stayed in that hospital for one night. Then we were just going to the hotel and coming back. Then after that, they did the replacement of the teeth complete. Yes, and I'm like, God, it is over.
And after India, after they did, they trained how to swallow and the voice therapy, there was a very big improvement. And the joy was when they told us that we want to touch her liver, and nobody should ever. They told us it is a growth which is 4 centimeters. If it has not extended 4 centimeters, there's no alarm. And they told us nobody should ever tell us that they want to check, do what. She's very much okay when you are above 50. Many people above 50 have that. It's only that you don't know. So we came back, and from that time, she's been on medication. There are doctors in Nairobi Hospital who has really stood with us. Dr. Karaoke, Professor Masharia. They have become part of our family, and I thank God for them. I also want to thank God for our firstborn son, who is also a medical doctor. He's been there for us. He cannot treat. He advises, and he would tell us which doctor to see.
Despite the pain and the hardship that Nancy Lugano encountered, her eyes were fixed unto the Lord.
I believe it is over. I told God, if you're calling me for a ministry, so you're preparing me. I really don't have anything to tell people, but it's about my story. And I got this song that just says, this is my story. This is my song. Praising Jesus all the day long. And it sang in my heart continuously. This is my story, this is my song. So they take us through the process of getting some voice amplifiers. That after some, to them it's like it was total, I would never talk. But I thank God even for this voice that I have. Because it's to them it's like, those are false vocal cords, and even the way she's using it, I don't know. And I stayed on antidepressants for 6 months. My body was twice this. I couldn't even walk from here to that place. I pant. I go to the bathroom, I'm panting. I'm so restless, I'm breathless. And I'm like, is this the life I will have? And the devil would whisper to me, how I wish it was like I would just rest in God's presence than walking this journey all through. But I remember telling myself, and God, you are keeping. If you never let me die in that time, you saved me from that hotel in the night. You've saved me through many surgeries that I've gone through, about 7. Then you have a reason to sustain my life. That I'll be a living miracle to many. That they will see and see the goodness of God, as in you look at me. And so you've given me the beautiful scars. At a point I used to tie things around me because my self-esteem went down completely. I didn't want to meet people in the public, as in I could not even go for functions. And if I have to talk to somebody shouting and you don't know how to shout, some would be like, that Lugano's wife looks very private, she doesn't talk to people. And you don't have to repeat your story to everyone. But I thank God that I'm able to stand before people by His grace and just confess that I told God, I will tell the nations of who you are, because you have removed me and the scars are beautiful in your sight. They remind me of your goodness. Even if they try to push, because the doctor was wondering why the marks are coming out so, yet they're supposed to be inside. So maybe God wants to show people this is who Nancy is now.
In many cases, you'll find when men are sick, I can tell you, ladies will really take good care of them. But when ladies are sick, it's a challenge for men. But I want to thank God because I didn't know whether I took good care of her or not. But from the testimonies, I think I tried my level best, which I really wanted to do, to show her my love and to keep the vow. So at this stage, I really thank God this far He has brought us. And I can also say we are happily living together with her condition. We don't see it. We thank God for who she is, despite the challenges, the voice. Me, I'm not worried about the voice. I tell her, I don't care, because initially I had a problem. When I travel away, we need to talk, we cannot talk. And I would say, hello, hello, and she would feel irritated. And I said, God, now what do I do? She wants to talk to me, I'm not hearing. And it's like maybe she's feeling I'm trying to ignore her. And now we can communicate. We can chat even when in the car, on the road. She's doing her normal duties. She works, because we were told she has to work. If she can be retired on medical grounds, then she can go into depression. And I want to also thank the employer who has been very understanding, and also stood with her. Her colleagues, they have also stood with her, and we thank God for that. So it has been a challenge. We have adjusted to live with it, and I can tell you she has improved so tremendously, and we thank God for that.
It was not easy for Stephen, for he had to leave some of his duties and focus on his wife.
It's true, you have seen these things, but it depends on individuals. The upbringing, the way you live with your wife. But I still feel it, I don't know, how you do feel to leave your wife when she's sick. Whatever kind of disease, I think that's the time she really needs you. Because you'll also need her in case to are you. So what I want to tell men is, please love your wives. Love your wives. They are very, very important people in our lives.
You look at her and you know God lives. And so the Hope TV says, look and live. Yeah, this story, sometimes when I talk, I feel like crying. But in Psalms 46, God is a refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in time of need. I've learned the Lord on the mountains is the Lord on the valley. Some of us have walked the Christian life. You've never known what it means to tell people I'm on the mountain. You've never known what to tell somebody I'm in the valley. The valleys are real. The mountains are real. So Genesis says that God created them. So that when somebody tells you I'm in the valley, look at the physical valley and understand the spiritual valley. That's what I learned. And now I've even done sign language. God is calling me to a ministry to minister. I've already done my level 1, looking for level 2. And
Indeed, no matter what you are going through, fix your eyes unto the Lord and all will be well. Until next time, may your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ keep growing.